Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Empson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome, friends, to episode number 235 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. So much of our dream careers, our lives, come from feeling like we actually have the time and the space to do the things that we want to do. And when the year starts to wind down, which it is now, it is really easy to feel pressure rising. And that pressure hits everyone differently, depending on where you're at now. But here's why I love this time of year and why I am releasing this podcast now is because this time of year carries both the energy of completion and the energy of beginning. It is not the end, it is the beginning. While some people feel the fourth quarter closing in like a vice, I feel it opening up like a clean slate waiting to be written. And there is this powerful sense of momentum, of locking into our intentions and finally doing the thing we've been thinking about all year, or seeing ourselves complete the things that we have done and been working on, and now is the time. And there's always duality, so there's at the same time there's this softening. There is the cozy holidays, there is the crisp air, the change in the seasons, the slowing down that happens as we as a world start to gather together around holidays and family and gratitude and reflect on the year and what has come to pass. And I've also, of course, had the other kind of holiday season where I was so busy the whole time. I'm either working, studying. I remember prepping for interviews just straight through the break. Like the break was time to do work. And I would wonder why I wouldn't just enjoy it. I almost don't remember the holidays as much when I was more free. I really intensely remember the times when I was so busy. And so that's why I want to share what you can do now to prepare so you don't look back wishing you had soaked it in more fully, or that you were truly living in that present moment when you had it. Because one of the biggest shifts I've experienced is having a completely different relationship with work. One that feels more calm, intentional, and sustainable. And this is what I have learned. Your company, your team, your clients, they don't care that it's the holidays or that you've traveled miles to see your family or that you have things that you want to do during this time. They're focused on their own priorities. It is not a personal thing, but it's just how systems are built to run. So instead of resisting that reality, we plan for it. We take care of the things we know we need to take care of, right? We take care of business beforehand so that our boundaries can hold when the holidays arrive. And that is where organization and intention meet without the guilt. And I'm teaching this exact process in my upcoming Spiritual Achiever Coaching Workshop. It is called Strategic No's and the High Impact Career Filter. It is a framework that helps you focus on what truly matters so that you can perform at a high level without burning out. And here's the spiritual part. It seems like it is everything right now, but I promise this job, this title, this career, it isn't everything. And when I was burning out, the worst part wasn't even the exhaustion. It was the belief that I had no other choice but the work I was doing now. I thought I couldn't quit because of the money. I thought I couldn't skip a call even with a fever. I thought failure meant the whole thing would collapse. And I didn't realize that by denying myself the things I wanted to do, and let's be clear, sometimes you don't even know what you would want to do because it's been so long since you've done things that you want to do versus you just do things you have to do, that I was cutting off my own options. We need to explore. We need to be curious. And the moment I started saying yes to what I wanted, it started off with rest, maybe. Then it was new ideas. Then it was curiosity. I then began to create options. And options create freedom, whether it's job freedom, whether it is freedom of knowing that there are multiple happy endings for your career in life, freedom in terms of more money, freedom in terms of more time, freedom in not having guilt because you know you're doing an amazing job and that you're giving your best effort and you're just doing it differently now. If you want out of that cycle, the cycle of pressure, that's where you start. Create more options for time, for fulfillment, for purpose. That's how you diversify what I call your career and your happiness portfolio. We don't need to put it all into this one job, one place, one decision that we have made. And as you are prepping for year end, you need to prioritize your own development. You want to ask yourself these 3 questions. First one is, what would future me thank me for doing now? What would future me thank me for doing now, right? So the sense of you already know there's something you could do now that is going to make a big difference for you in your future. You don't need to dream up new and magical things. There's already things that you know now that if I could figure this out, if I make a move on this, if I can make progress here, future me would thank me for doing this now. And it could be, like it was for me, figuring out what my thing was. Like, what are my gifts? What am I here to do? Do I even know what it would look like if I were to use more of my potential? And what would that look like in terms of a career, right? Those are some of those kinds of questions. The second question is, what would make my career feel like a calling, not just a job? The reason this one is so important is because when you have something that feels like a calling, you are fueled by so much more than just the, I have to do this, it looks good, I'm getting paid, which most people are fueled by. You're fueled with an additional set of wings, which is, I care, and I care because it means something, and it means something because of this, and I'm knowing that I'm doing something that means more than just this one thing I'm doing. You start to imbue it with a sense of purpose that is bigger than you. And I remember hearing this thing once where someone was saying, if I was like choosing between 2 people who I wanted on my team, and one had the like purpose of like, I'm doing this for my mom, or I'm doing this because of, this thing I like firmly believe in, or whatever that thing is that kind of hits you emotionally, that's the person they would go with. Because at the end of the day, there will always be a point in which you want to give up, which you want to stop, which you think you can't do this thing. And that purpose kicks in and it has you just taking one more step. And that sense of longevity is truly the key differentiator between the dream life and the dream job and the relationship and the feeling of fulfillment versus a life that feels like something is just missing, that I'm not really whole in this life right now. So that second question is not always easy, but it is important. The third question is, how can I grow in a way that creates both impact and ease? Both impact and ease. How can I grow in a way that creates both impact and ease? So much value is being created in the world right now because impact and ease is what's happening. Whether you think it's automation, technology, AI, all of those things. We are trying to be stewards of resources, stewards of whatever we're being given. And everyone wants a level of more ease and more impact. And so instead of just asking, how can I make this easier, or how can I have more impact, how do I have both? That's a harder question to answer, but it will create so much more value and really create a massive difference between the way you work and what you're doing versus someone who's just grinding or someone who's just trying to not do as much work. All right. So those are the 3 questions. And this momentum, this energy, this feeling, this is your back to school energy turned into your back to your calling energy. And the hardest part is that you will feel too busy or like you don't have the resources to prioritize what matters. You will let the chaos around you and your current circumstances decide not only what is urgent, but what is important. So unless you train yourself to have your own internal compass and say, okay, this is how I create the thing, is by prioritizing my development, right? Because this is an investment of time and energy into you, as well as you preparing to take care of business for whatever work that you're doing now, so that you also are doing a high performing job there. It's both. Right? So that's what we work on inside Spiritual Achiever Coaching, because once you learn how to navigate from your own center and your own set of standards of what and how things get done, everything changes. You make decisions faster and with a lot more peace, and you can enjoy your year end. You will be fully present, proud of progress that you've made, and also excited for what is coming. So if you're ready to step into that version of yourself, come join Spiritual Achiever Coaching. We are building personalized Q4 plans that let you end the year feeling much more calm, confident, and clear about what's next and your options. You can learn more. You can book a call with me at www.mayempson.com/contact. And I would love to walk with you and talk with you, right, through this next chapter. All right, my friends, that's it for this week. I love you so much, and I hope you have an amazing one. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmpson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayempson.com. You'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.